Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Wave 2. Here we have Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. I got my set from Amazon. They are shipping out now, so I'll have links in the video description below. And it also sounds like Big Bad Toy Store is going to be soon processing pre-orders on this wave. So I'll have links to Big Bad Toy Store as well. But here we have Miguel O'Hara. The big thing about this one is we have the Miguel O'Hara unmasked head sculpt. A lot of people not fans of this. The sculpt itself looks really good. The issue is the skin tone is way too light. He looks way too white. Miguel O'Hara is half Irish, half Mexican in this particular form. In the animated movie, he was voiced by Oscar Isaac. I guess that doesn't really matter. But anyway, he is voiced by Oscar Isaac. But the skin tone in the movie was a little bit more on the brown side. So they definitely went a little too light. Should have had a darker shade skin tone on the figure. Unfortunately, Hasbro did not do that for whatever reason. But it sucks. It's not really accurate. It's not as bad as the promo images looked. But it's still not right. So let's get that out of the way. It sucks. But, you know, it's unfortunately, that's just kind of one of the things that's happened. And I think... Is it Hot Toys? Hot Toys is making one too. I'd have to take a look. I think there was another toy that came out with a Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, and I think it was too light skin tone color as well. I'd have to go back and try and figure out which one. But anyway, we got Spider-Man 2099. I wanted to do this video over other videos because I wanted to address that and wanted to see what differences we might have in this figure versus the Wave 1 figure that had the cape. So obviously we don't have a cape this time, thank goodness, because this thing is atrocious. And he only had it for a few seconds in the movie, and it was actually a lot longer than what the action figure we got was. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get Miguel O'Hara out of the box. Looking at it all, it's basically the Wave 1. It just says Across the Spider-Verse as opposed to Part 1 like the first one did before they changed the title of the third movie to Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then has gotten like indefinitely delayed. Hopefully 2025, maybe 2026. We have the cross-sell, so we have all the figures in the wave. I've already looked at Pavitra Prabhakar. Pavitra Prabhakar. We've already looked at him. We're looking at Spider-Man 2099. I don't know where I'm going to jump next. Likely going to be to Miles G. Morales, then probably Peter Parker, and then maybe Spider-Punk, and then Miles Morales, and then Spider-Gwen, I think is the order that I'm going to go in. But we'll see how I switch it up as we get to it. But Miguel O'Hara, let's get him out. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Help me reach my goal of 50,000 by the end of the year. We're getting close to the goal, getting close to the end of the year. With your help, we can make it. So if you guys like and enjoy my action figure reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button now. Okay, here we have Miguel O'Hara out of the box. Now, the question is this a good release? Yes, it absolutely is. Did they improve upon the first release? Yes, they did. Not that it needed much, but the torso has some much needed improvements and upgrades. Oh, I don't know if you'd call them upgrades. Improvements, for sure. Not only do we not have the cape, which was just in the way and it didn't care for, we have better paint apps and a better sculpted torso. Now, I don't know how the tooling and things like that work, but there is no holes in the back where that cape was. But the design in the red is actually better, and we get some additional paint added to the torso ab crunch that we were missing on the first release, which is good. So let's get in for a closer look. We'll look at the poorly done Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, and we'll take a look at the rest of the figure and then go over articulation and comparisons. Okay, so here we have an up-close look at the Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, and as you can see here, it's not as light as the promo images made it first look, but still it is not dark enough for sure. They definitely did not give us a true representation of Miguel O'Hara from the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie, which is unfortunate. Does the sculpt itself look good? Yes, I think it does, but again, the skin tone is definitely way too light. But it looks good, paint-wise, it looks good. Just the color of the plastic is not good. We get little pieces of hair kind of sticking out there, and those are hard enough that they're not going to break off or rip off or anything like that. But that looks good there. We did get the masked head sculpt as well, so pop that head off, and then where did I put it? Here we go. Here, and we have the masked head sculpt. I don't know, size-wise, it might be a little undersized. It's the same that we got before, so that's not any different. In terms of accessories, we get these 2 open hands, as you can see here. I wish we got more clawed hands. That would have been a nice touch. Like, yes, we got the Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, but, you know, change up the hands. Give us more clawed hands would be nice. But we get these 2 open hands, and then we also have fists, as you can see there. So not a whole lot in terms of difference and change in the figure. And then one other added thing is the watch. I don't know if these things ever got actual official names in the movie. And I just watched the movie twice in the last 2 days, but I don't remember them giving these an actual name. But this is the watch piece that keeps them from glitching in the when they're in an alternate universe, and then it allows them to travel between universes. So we get that on the arm. That is good there. It is removable, however, it's on there pretty tight. So as you can see there, so it can be, you know, adjusted around, taken off. However you need to adjust it or whatever. You can do that, which is cool. So, you know, Spider-Punk comes with one, Paviter comes with one, and I think Gwen Stacy comes with one. So, it all really cool that they can, well, actually, I'd have to double check Gwen Stacy, and I don't have her readily available next to me. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the key differences between these 2 figures, the first release and this new one. I had mentioned something about an upgrade or, you know, improvements made. So if you look, the previous one had this cape, right? You can see there's a big old gaping hole in there of where they would put that piece on there. So I don't know how molding works. I don't know if they could just easily fill that in or if they just would need to create a brand new mold. Everything looks to be the exact same, but I will tell you that in this grid pattern design in the plastic and the red, look how much more defined those actual lines are on this new one, which is the darker blue. You can see a brighter blue on the original, darker blue on the new one. As you can see here, you actually get those lines on his chest. You can actually see they're much more clearly defined than on this previous one where they were just way too soft. As you can see there, just the details of the sculpt really didn't come through on the mold. But this time around, it makes a huge difference because just look right here, right in the pec, right? You could just see the difference in the sculpting. Otherwise, it's the same. Now, one of the big problems with this one before is what the hell was Hasbro thinking there? They just stopped painting and it was a terrible design. Well, check out the new one. Bam! They actually got paintwork in there, and you know what? That's sculpted lines. So that is actually completely new there as well. So I would say it's probably safe to say that it's just a brand new molding altogether. So painted all the way through, so when you crunch them upwards or back, we don't have the problem of seeing, you know, a break in that logo there. So kudos to Hasbro for actually doing something right there when they re-release something and do some improvements to it. So we got that. Otherwise, the rest of the figure is the exact same. It's just, again, a little bit of a darker blue. The red ends up coming off a little bit darker because of the darker blue that it's on top of. I don't really care for the blades on the arms. I kind of wish the arms wouldn't have those, as a lot of times the movie doesn't have these out. That would have been cool, and clawed hands would have been better. But otherwise, I am happy with this newer version. It's definitely far superior. So if you missed out on that Spider-Man 2099 the first time around, this one is definitely the one to pick up, because you get the Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, even if it's technically the wrong shade. But let's go ahead and check out his articulation now. Okay, so looking at Miguel's articulation, the head is on a dumbbell joint, so unfortunately, he's really not going to be able to look up much. He can look down somewhat. You get a full rotation in that head sculpt, of course, there, and you can get some good pivot going on in that neck. The arm you can get to go straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in that arm. You got an upper bicep swivel. I think one of the issues on mine is the bicep was actually really loose on this left. It kind of feels similar in a way on there, but it's not coming off or anything that I can notice. You got a double jointed elbow, gives you that much bend there at the elbow. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on the open hands as well as the fists. We have the ab crunch on Miguel, so he can crunch forward that much there. He can go back that much there, and again, the paint is filled in and the sculpting is filled in there, so that is good. You got a waist swivel on there. Ball joint would have been really cool. His legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far there. The leg goes back tiny bit, if anything at all. You got an upper thigh cut in there, a little stiff. Double jointed pinless knee, gives you that much bend there. Then you have a foot that hinges down a little bit. You get some hinge up. And ankle pivot pickles at the bottom of the feet. The hinge on here it seems a little gummy to where like I'm doing this, but the hinge itself is not moving. You really have to force that hinge to actually make some movement. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm bending the peg inside of there, and it's only a matter of time before something happens. So I'm a little scared about that. But articulation, same as what we got before, just no cape getting in the way. Okay, every now and then I try to do a little bit of posing fun. You know, you're not going to be able to get like super dynamic stuff out of Spider-Man 2099, but you can do some things that, you know, could be a little bit fun, just kind of standing there looking a little menacing or getting ready to go in for a fight. And then here's another one, you know, if he's like kind of going in for the chase, going after Miles Morales or something, you can kind of make that work. All super basic stuff that I can do, but I know a lot of people will do a lot better things and can make some better looking poses and some photography and things like that. But, you know, I like to think I get in semi-decent stuff, which kind of makes sense. So if he's on a chase, you can pull that off. And the most basic is when they're at Spider Society and Peter B. Parker specifically is talking about himself or what, you know, him as a mentor to Miles. So there we go. Basic, I know, but hey, it still works. Okay, in Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara next to Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, and then Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I'm trying to think, and I don't think Pavitr and Miguel had any screen time together. Unless I'm mistaken in that, I don't think they did, but you could see Miguel towers over Pavitr quite a bit. But with Spider-Punk, he stands just a little bit taller than even with those spikes on Spider-Punk. Now, so far in Wave 2, these are the only two figures now that I have taken a look at. The next review will be the Miles G. Morales, and that really didn't share screen with anybody except Miles on that one. But, you know, Wave 2, for me, I'm actually really enjoying because I absolutely love the movie. You know, the Spider-Man 2099, did we need a new one? Absolutely not. Am I happy that we got one? I am now, having gotten it out of the package and seeing that the torso is better sculpted, and then we get to the additional paint when you do the ab backwards, and then without the cape. It does, and yes, the Miguel O'Hara head sculpt, again, it has its issues, but at least we have one. Should have been better, absolutely. Maybe in Beyond the Spider-Verse, we'll get another one, and they will give it the correct skin tone. We can only hope. We can guess. Who knows? But I'm definitely enjoying Wave 2. Pavitr is an awesome figure. Really, really, really like it. Spider-Man 2099, he is cool. Miles G. Morales looks amazing. The Spider-Man, Peter Parker is going to be cool. The Miles Morales is going to be cool because we never got the full suited versions of them too from Into the Spider-Verse, so now we're going to have it. Gwen, very unnecessary, but okay, cool, sure. So you guys give me your thoughts on Wave 2, and what do you think specifically on this Miguel O'Hara figure? Do you agree in that the head sculpt has the wrong skin tone? I think you will, because everyone has commented about it, and everyone is right. They did not do it justice to what we see in the movie. So yes, he is half Irish. However, in the movie, he definitely had a darker skin tone. But the figure itself, we get the improvements. Plus, we get the dimensional watch thing. That's another added bonus that is really cool that we have this time around that we did not get. So give me your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.